does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Is that what you think?
I'll tell you what I think.
It doesn't matter what you think!
Peace, everybody. This your brother, Mr. Holipsism. I haven't done one of these in a while where I just sit down and talk about something, and because this live stream I'm really feeling it because it allows me to just go live and just run my mouth. But with this, I wanted to speak about something that didn't require like a chat room or anything. And this is really something that I've been thinking about just across the board. Why do people who have nothing to do or who are not personally affected by an issue injecting themselves into what the issue is? And this is across the board. This is not just about land infrastructure, nationhood. This is just across the board. I see this. Like, take for instance the minimum wage, living wage discussion. You have people that's making, who's working like 40 hours and don't have enough to afford an apartment, a place to stay, and food and just the basic necessities. Like they got to get 2 jobs and all this other crazy shit. When you're working 40 hours a week, you are a productive citizen in the nation that you're in. It should be a disgrace or a source of embarrassment if a nation has somebody that's working 40 hours a week, contributing to the economy, and they're not allowed to live. So the people in that discussion are obviously the people who don't make the minimum wage, or who make less than a minimum wage, or a minimum wage that doesn't really pay the bills. Because I think the federal minimum wage is something like $7 or some shit like that. So legally they're making the minimum wage, but they're not making enough to live because the minimum wage isn't based on productivity, which it should be. You know, when you have a union gig, your minimum wage, you have like a progression throughout the year that's based on the economy, that's based on the cost of living. You know, that's why I support unions. You know, like a lot of people say, oh, I'm paying all these union dues and I ain't getting what I want, so I don't want to be in a union. I'm like, are you fucking retarded? I would never want to be in a job where I didn't have a union and be at the complete mercy of management. Are you fucking kidding me? I'll pay whatever that union fee is. And of course, whatever, unions aren't perfect, but at least that's something that you can control. You can vote people in or out. You can get together as workers and put the right people in. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's fucking up or somebody's working against your interests, you can do something about it. But to not have it, you must be out of your goddamn mind. But that's an aside. We'll get into that later on. So basically, it's like, if I'm making a 6-figure salary, why am I involved in that discussion? Why am I sitting up there giving my input? Well, you know, I feel if you raise the minimum wage to X amount of dollars, it won't have incentive for people to. Shut the fuck up, nigga. You got yours. You're not making a minimum wage. You're making way above that. You in the 6-figure category? Shut your fucking mouth. What does it have to do with you? And this is the shit that I just don't, just across the board, man. That's just one example. The other example, if you go to my videos and look on my playlist, I have a list of videos where my appearances on Diana Ask the Mayor show, Search for Uhuru. And the last time I was on there, I was engaged in a conversation. I won't even say it's a debate because it was nothing to really debate. But the guy is, I was asking the guy over and over again, why are you so concerned about the small demographic of people who want to go to the continent and engage with the African continent, whatever country is there? and who want to engage with the people there and do business with them. Why does that bother you when you have about 98%? Well, you know what? I'm going to be hopeful. 95% of the black people here in America staying right here in America. Why are you so concerned about that little 5% that wants to go to the continent? And if you notice, when I debate, I take your legs out from under you for your position. So what I did was I conceded that I was full of shit because his whole purpose was to show that Holip ain't keeping it real. Da, da, da. So I said, you know what? You are 100% correct. I am so full of shit. I haven't been to the continent. I'm not walking the walk. I'm not talking the talk. I'm not doing any of that shit. I am completely 100% full of shit. Now that we've established that, answer my question. And you know what he did? He kept going right back to Holip being full of shit because he wanted to personalize it and attack me instead of attacking the position. I win. That's like a white flag of surrender. Because I've taken your fucking straw man and knocked the legs out from under it. So now you have no position. So you got to go back to the same attack, even though I just dismantled it. These guys are so stupid, man. And this is a guy who wanted to have a debate with me. After that back and forth with him, I blocked him off of my channel. Because what's the fuck for? You're not an honest player. And you're kind of stupid. Because when you get your position taken away from you, when you get your straw man knocked out from underneath you, what's the point? Address the actual point of the discussion. And if you can't do that, that means that there's two things going on. Either you're completely disingenuous or you're fucking stupid. Either way, I can't have a conversation with you. But back to the topic. That's one example. The minimum wage. You got people who's making six-figure salaries, people who's making like not just six-figure salaries. Jeff Bezos makes $140 billion personal income, personal wealth, $140 billion. His company is worth $1 trillion. Yet he doesn't want to pay his work. He doesn't want to give his workers a cut of Amazon. You know what a cut of Amazon would be? Amazon workers should be unionized. Amazon workers should have stock options. Amazon workers should be paid a living wage based on their productivity. If you have workers that build your company up to $1 trillion company, you mean to tell me only in America are we even having a fucking discussion about this? If the workers in Amazon decided to just stop working, Amazon would shut the fuck down. So you can't tell me that Amazon's wealth is not based upon its workers. Your workers are the reason that Amazon is $1 trillion company. It's because of the workers. When somebody delivers your Amazon product to your house, Jeff Bezos ain't delivering it. Jeff Bezos ain't packing it. Jeff Bezos ain't making sure it get there within a day. That's Amazon workers doing that shit. In the position of people who are comfortable, and this is another, I'm gonna talk about that too. People who are comfortable are not gonna fight for the working class people. If you're making, like they say that the average American makes about $30,000 or less, the average. They said 50% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency or 500, one of those things. I can't remember. So the vast majority of the people in this country are working class people. So why do you hire, I won't say hire, why do you elect millionaires and billionaires to represent you when those people are comfortable? The reason why everybody is like, well, you know, we don't need single payer health care right now. What we need is a public option. We need to just take it, you know, just incrementally change the system because we can't do it all at once. The people making that argument are comfortable. They're paid. They got good health care. And it's usually off the backs of the people because these politicians have the health care that they're denying their constituency, which is ludicrous to me. That's why I made that point about the government shutdown. What government shutdown? A real government shutdown is if the politician ain't getting paid. If the politician's getting paid and the president is getting paid, what shutdown are you talking about? You're only talking about a shutdown for the workers? And people go for that shit? So I mean, my point is this: if it ain't got nothing to do with you, why don't you stay out the fucking conversation? Like the issue right now in the ADOS movement and people who identify with that label is, where should the energy be? Should the energy be on reparations and trying to establish some type of, I don't know, you got to ask them what they're trying to establish here in America, because it's unclear to me. You don't want a nation, you don't want actual states or something, land. So I don't know. I don't know. That's why when people ask, well, when you say reparations, what do you mean? I think that's an honest question. You can't go to a candidate saying, "Oh, do you support reparations?" Well, what does reparations mean? If you can't answer that, then how can you ask them if they support it or not? Or do you want to establish a nation state on the continent? Do you want to take those reparations and build up your nation? Or do you want to build up your nation without the reparations? I mean, get the process started. I mean, we already in the BAIO have decided that we're not going to sit around and wait for the white man to give us any money. We're going to establish connections with the continent right now. So that's the big divide. My question is, if I ain't involved with what you're trying to do, why am I all up in the mix? If you notice, you got people who don't believe in nationhood, yet they trying to get into they joined in the BAIO website, they subscribe to Holip's channel, but they don't believe in nationhood. So then what the fuck are you following me for? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, I don't follow Yvette Carnell. I don't follow Tone Talks. I don't follow any of these people in the conscious community. I don't follow Boyce Watkins. I don't follow, what's the other dude? Roland Martin. I don't follow these people. I don't follow any of the conscious community talking heads. I don't follow, even though I ain't got no problem with them. I don't got no beef or no problem with them, but I just don't follow them. Why? Because they don't believe in what I believe in. So why am I wasting my time following them and try to hear what they got to say or their input on shit? It doesn't make any sense, and it's completely disingenuous. So I don't want to go, I'm over 10 minutes. I don't want to go too far on this because I think I made my point. The point is, if it ain't got nothing to do with you, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. And I want to end it on this note. These old fogies who've been in this game for 30, 40 years and who haven't established anything on their own. I'm not talking about nation. I'm talking about your own personal situation. And you sitting back expecting somebody to take care of your grown ass at this point. If you're over the age of 40 and you haven't established your own personal situation, you are a sad motherfucker, boy. And nobody should be caring about your personal situation at that point. You're on your way out. This movement is for the youth, for the young. And in the BAIO, we encourage the young. We don't put our foot on the young's neck and on the youth's neck. We want them to take over and run with the ball. Unlike you dudes, you sitting up here haven't done shit in your personal life to get your own personal shit together. You still got your car in somebody else's name, still got your insurance in somebody else's name, still living in somebody who's paying the rent, and yet you so concerned about what nationhood is going to do for you. Not a goddamn thing if I got anything to do with it. I wasn't sitting back waiting for black people to get my personal situation in order. I'm good. And that's what you should have been doing all of your goddamn life, but you a fucking loser. And now you want to come and attach yourself to a movement that's moving. Fuck you. And on that note, I'll holler at you good people later. Peace.
You can't compare to the status right here. Legendary worldwide, we can battle right here. Listen, Junior, I'ma tear back your wig. This ain't TV, but I'll show you what a fear factor is. Stop grilling me, and all that fronting is killing me. You leave me no choice but to hurt your feelings, G.
About to slap rappers around and bruise the game. What?